What is up and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop. This video we are going to talk about all the energy it takes to get something going. I think no, I don't think, I know. When you're becoming a reseller, right? It takes a lot of energy to get the momentum going, right? Now I'm not saying it's physical, like you're lifting massive weights over your head or nothing like that, right? You're not breaking your fucking back to take some photography or to list some items, all right? You're not killing yourself to do that. Mentally, you're going to probably kill yourself doing this. So what this whole video is going to be about, I just made a post on our, actually even on my personal page, is I think the number one thing you got to focus on when you're trying to build something is getting all the energy suckers out of your motherfucking life, man. Now, I say that because I got energy drainers in my life. Everybody's got an energy drainer in their life. It's not just me. There's many of people that have energy suckers in their fucking life. Now, why do I say get the energy? What does this got to do with eBay, right? What does this got to do with building something? Getting the energy drainers out of your life. Look, it's going to take a lot of mental energy to get the ball rolling, and it's going to take a lot of mental energy to even keep the ball rolling, right? Because you're going to have days you're not going to want to do this shit. You're going to have other days you're excited to do this shit. So, on the days you don't want to do it, if all you get is a bunch of negative mental energy coming your way that is fueling your fire to procrastinate, it's fueling your fire to quit, it's fueling your fire to just be, look, I say it like this. You're going to turn into the people you surround yourself. Okay, now, I'm not judging anybody, and I'm not talking about anybody in my near proximity or anything of that nature. What I'm talking about is they're out there and they're everywhere. Look, if somebody is around you and they do nothing but gossip about other people, and they do this, and they talk about this person, they talk about that person, they talk about how bad other people's lives are, get the fuck away from them people, man. Run from them motherfuckers. They are sucking the life out of you. Why? Why do I say that? Because it is going to train your mind to think the same way. You will be looking for the faults in others as well. I've been there. I've done that. I lived like that life. You have to, like, whatever it takes for you to get away from that, you have to get away from that. Because it will pan out in everything. There's an old saying by a guy in I forgot the book it is I read. Once I figure it out, I'll drop it down in the comments below. How you do anything is how you do everything. Right? So if you're all you hear is negativity all day, energy suckers are in your life, right? They're trying to suck you're trying to do really good. You're trying to build something. You're trying to establish something. You've accomplished establishing something. And then the ones that are around you is nothing but negative energy. You're fucking yourself, man. Look, I know, I totally get it. Right? You want to take everybody in your family with you. You want to take all your friends with you. You can't, man. You can't take everybody with you. Everybody's not meant to go to the next level. I'm not saying that everybody isn't capable of going to the next level, but everybody's not thinking the way you are. You're thinking, maybe you're at a 9 to 5 right now. You don't want to work at a 9 to 5 anymore. You don't want somebody to tell you how much income you can make a day, how much income you can make a month, how much income you can make a year. So what do? You start a side hustle like reselling, and then maybe a year down the road, maybe 2 years down the road, however long it takes you, you build something, you establish something big enough that doubles the pay of your 9 to 5, right? And then you can pretty much give your boss the bird and get the fuck out of there. It's exactly what I did, but I didn't give my boss the bird. I actually liked my boss. I just didn't like the pay. So yeah, I think it's very valid. It's a very valid and it's very important. If you want to be an entrepreneur, try to find other entrepreneurs. Even if it feels weird in the beginning, hanging out and talking with different entrepreneurs and other people that run businesses. Why was it weird for me? Because I never hung out with them. I hung out with people that partied, drank, and did nothing but go to the bar and look for drugs. That's the type of people that I hung out with all my life. So when I started converting that over and like trying to go somewhere in life, try to build something that will be good enough to financially make us stable, right? When I was trying to do that, I realized, like, I'm trying to hang out with the people I used to hang out with. None of our conversations matched up anymore. What the shit that was coming out of their mouth made no fucking sense to me anymore. Because I wasn't trying to go, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging any of my old friends if you're watching this. What I'm saying is, if they're not trying to go in a direction you're trying to go into, what the fuck are you hanging around them for? Right? Like my whole thing is, I don't drink anymore. So don't I look stupid if I go sit into a bar for 8 hours a day? What the fuck would I go? Or for example, I don't use drugs anymore. So I'm going to go sit in a drug house? What the fuck would I go sit in a dope house for if I don't use drugs anymore? So the same thing, but maybe not as dramatic. If you're trying to go somewhere, you're trying to build a legacy, you're trying to build maybe multiple businesses, right? You're just trying to launch one business. You're not going to be able to hang out with the same kind of people. Look, and this is where people start saying, you ever see somebody that started growing a company, all of a sudden you don't hear from them no more, and then all of a sudden, oh, you think they're just bougie and all this shit? No, that's not the case. This is what happens. It's not the case that they think they're bougie. They just know if they stay in that environment, they're never going to succeed the environment they put themselves in. That's just the truth. That's no harsh feelings on people that will live in poverty forever. That's no harsh feelings on the middle class. That's no harsh feelings on the upper class, whatever, middle or the rich motherfuckers, right? Take an example. Have you ever hung out with a whole bunch of rich motherfuckers where they were just like, hey, bro, yeah, man, we can't wait to hang out with you this weekend. No, it's never happened for you. Why? Think about it, man. What do you and them have in common? They're going after building something, trying to help be a service to somebody, and you're talking about the neighbor Joe. Like, there's nothing in common. There's nothing in common anymore. So when you hear the people say, oh, yeah, they just think they're bougie now, or they made a couple dollars, now they think they're bougie, that's not the case scenario whatsoever. You're just refraining now. I'm not telling you to tell all your friends to fuck off, neither. I'm not telling, or your family, because it's in your family a lot too, right? I'm not telling you to talk, but you are in perfect control of how much you put yourself around those people, right? You don't have to, say it's your father, right? Now, I'm not telling you to never speak to your father again, by no means necessary, right? But you have the ability to say, hey, I can give my dad a half hour a week, man. I can give my dad a half hour a day, whatever it might be, right? And then after that, I got to go get my mind straight because he just fucked me up with some negative shit. So now it's going to take me an hour to get out of that fucking downward turmoil and get back going again. That's exactly what happens. Listen, you're having a great day. You're having a positive day. You wake up. You do your routine right. You wake up. Maybe you do a gratitude list. Maybe you read something inspirational. Maybe you watch somebody on YouTube that tunes your brain into feeling good, energetic. Maybe you exercise the first thing you wake up. Anyways, whatever you do, you get really excited. You get really pumped. You're awesome. Your day's going great, right? And then you run into somebody in the store that's talking about Sydney from 25 years ago. You were in fucking school with, and this person's talking drama about Sydney, and Sydney isn't even there. All this negativity and by the time you leave talking to this person and another person that you ain't seen in 25 years that you were in school with, that you sat behind in English class, your fucking mind just went to the gutter from all the negativity that was just spewed upon you. So you have to be when you're building something that takes a lot of emotional energy and physical energy, you have to select the people you put yourself around. Because all that energy you need to keep the ball rolling. You don't have the energy anymore to waste sitting down talking about Mary fucking Lou 16 years ago and what happened to her since high school. Who gives a fuck anyways what happened to Mary Lou from 16 years ago? It's none of your fucking business if she got a divorce. Right? If you're worried, I look at it like this. If you're worried about what Jeff is doing that you went to school with 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if you have enough time to worry about that, you're working on the wrong shit in life, man. You're working on the wrong... You don't have enough good going... This is what happens when people do the gossip, the drama, all that bullshit. It's because they're doing nothing for themselves. So when they see somebody in public they ain't seen a while, they got very little to say about themselves, but they got a lot about everybody else to say, right? You ever run across some people that do that the second you see them? They're like, oh my God, you'll never guess what Kimmy and John's doing. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, what are you doing? Right? Nothing they're doing good in their life. It's because they don't have enough good things going on in their life. That's why that happens. And if you're hanging around them people, that will suck the life right the fuck out of you. It'll irritate you. It'll frustrate you. You'll wind up just like them. You'll look at yourself in the mirror 2 months down the road. Why do I know all this? Because it's happened to me. Right? You look in the mirror 2 months down the road and be like, I don't even know who the fuck I am anymore. Right? Like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? So if you want to build something that's going to take a lot of emotional energy and it's going to take a lot of physical, and look, reselling isn't just a cakewalk, right? It's not. I get it. The photography in the doing your photos, talking with customers, setting up arrangements if you don't sell on eBay, if you sell on Marketplace or whatever, for a meetup or whatever, all that stuff is time consuming and it's work, right? None of it's easy, but none of it's bricklaying. You're not building a fucking a brick and mortar business, right? You're not out there with the scaffold setting the brick in the mud and literally breaking your back, but mentally you are. It takes a lot. It takes so much mental positivity and belief within yourself to get something going. All it's going to take is one little negative Nancy to come by, or I call them low-hanging fruit, whatever the fuck you want to call them, right? One little negative Nancy to walk by and piss on your fucking fire, and there goes your energy for the day. All it takes is one day one day might when you're reselling on eBay, one day might knock you back 6 months, man. It could, depending on how far you are. If you're just getting started, of course, one day isn't going to knock you back 6 months. But I'm not encouraging you to take a day neither. I'm just trying to speak real life shit of if you want to go somewhere in your business, don't you think you should put yourself around some people that are trying to do the same fucking thing? Opposed to ones. Look, please, anybody watching this that is working a 9 to 5, this isn't a stab at you. This isn't a stab at 9-to-5ers, but they don't believe in themselves. If they believed in themselves, they wouldn't wake up 5 to 6 days a week going to a job they can't stand for money, okay? For a currency. When you could do anything on the internet, you could do this right now, what I'm doing right now on YouTube. You drop 6 of these a day on YouTube for 2 years, you're going to get paid enough to sit at home. No shit, I don't give a fuck what kind of video it is. You might be able to talk about coffee. I don't know. But that's a huge blowing up industry right now. Well, it has been for the past 5 years, right? You do it on TikTok. You don't got to be on YouTube. You can do it on Facebook if you're good enough. You can get. There's people. Jay Shetty. Look how much money Jay Shetty made on Facebook. He got like the most views of any one piece of content than anybody ever has, right? And Jay Shetty's he's not broke. Let's put it that way. Right? So, I mean, there's multiple different ways of streams of income, right? If you're broke and you're going to a 9 to 5, it's because you don't believe in yourself. And that's not a stab. You guys, I didn't believe in myself for 25 years, right? 25, 30 years. I didn't believe I could achieve something on myself. I just took a chance and I didn't give up. Okay, I took a chance. Am I going to say in 15 years I'm going to be doing this right here? I doubt it. I'd like to grow into something more like flipping houses for hundreds of thousands of dollars, opposed to 30, right? Like I'd rather make some bigger margins, but this ain't going nowhere until I build something else that triples this income, just like I did at my 9 to 5, right? At my 9 to 5, didn't leave my 9 to 5 until eBay was making 2 times the amount as my 9 to 5 was paying me every week. And then I figured, well, shit, if I could turn it into 4 to 8 hours of work a day on eBay, I could triple my income, quadruple which we did. And you can too. Not around negative fucking motherfucking Nancy's, though. It ain't never going to happen. You're going to lose all your juice. All the juice you need is going to get evapped right out of you. And you'd be like, yeah, right, that's just you. You know, that's not going to happen for me. Keep hanging around them motherfuckers and see where you're at in 2 years. See where you're at. Your business is going to fail. Other things are going to fail. Because, look, just showing up and doing what you are supposed to do on eBay or any platform is what building the business is. The rest is mental. Right? You don't need a college education to be a reseller. You don't need to have a college education to be a billionaire. There's plenty of them out there. Look at Dan Pena. He dropped out of high school, but then he went back, got a GED or whatever, and then got a master's degree and so on and so forth, and now he's the billion-dollar man, right? But so you don't need a super education. The majority of reselling is just showing up. But if all you're doing is getting negative spew all day, your energy is getting shifted to negativity and not positivity. And if what you're doing when you're listing items, if you're all in the fucking gutter, you're not going to put the pride into your inventory. You're not going to put the pride into your photos. You're not going to put the pride into your customer service. You're not going to put the pride in the amount of items that you can get listed a day. It all impacts you. Believe it or not, it all impacts you, right? So if you keep surrounding yourself with the energy suckers, that's your own. People are like, well, it's my family and I don't want to hurt their feelings. Well, sometimes you got to hurt people's feelings. If they're look, and another thing is, if their feelings get hurt, that's not your responsibility anyways. That's their feelings, right? Like the old saying is, nobody really can truly hurt your feelings unless you allow them to hurt your feelings. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard that or ever thought of that way. Truthfully, if your feelings get hurt, you allowed a person to have control or dictate the feelings that you have, which caused them to get hurt. Nobody can really hurt you feeling wise. You allow them to hurt you, right? You allow them because you feel insecure somewhere about something, right? And now everybody has a hint of insecurity. Even the people that seem to be the most confident in the world, the most confident inspirational speakers that I watch in the world still admit they have little insecurities about something. Right now, it might not be about their looks. It might not be about their body. It might not be about their wisdom, their knowledge, but it's about something, right? Maybe it could be their gray hair. I don't know. And it doesn't have to be an exterior. It could be something interior, right? Where they just don't feel 100% secure with themselves. Everybody has this. Now, even the people you see walking around that look like a fucking baby doll. Those people actually probably have insecurity issues worse than the ones that don't, right? Because, I don't know. I don't really want to get too off track, but the truth is, guys, is if you want to make, guys and girls, if you want to make it in this industry, and if you want to make it into reselling, you might have to eliminate some of your old friends. And if anybody's made it in reselling, and you can share a little bit of what you went through, and maybe you can relate with me, right? There's many people I used to hang out with 10 years ago. I don't see them anymore, and I don't want bad for them. I don't wish bad for them. Actually, I wish good for everybody, right? But I don't care to go out of my way to look for them people. For what? That's going backwards in my past, right? Why the fuck would I want to go that way? Right? Like, did you hear that song Jelly Roll's got? Like, he takes the rear view mirror off because he don't got time to look behind him anymore. Man, that's some real shit right there, man. Don't look in the past and get the fuck away from negative critters, man. Just get away from them, man. Get away from people that are negative. It's hard to do. Look, I'm going to tell you why it's hard to do. I'm going to tell you really why it's hard to do. You hear me in my last video say 87.6% of the people that work in the United States dislike what they do for a living, right? That means 87.6 people in the United States are negative pessimists about something in their life, and eventually that's going to hit to you. So it's hard to get away from that. It really is, guys and girls. But you have to do something. Do it in a polite way. You don't got to be like, hey, fuck you, quit talking like that. Don't do that, because that's going to cause some turmoil you don't need to deal with. So politely find a way to go. Right? Like, hey, oh, look, shit, I got to get to whatever you got to do. And eventually, after you do that enough times, they're going to start getting the drift. Or just be honest and be like, hey, look, man, I really don't have the time, or nor do I want the time to hear you talking about Betty. Right? Because that's not, I ask you this, okay, if you want to be a successful reseller, it doesn't matter on what platform, here's one thing you have to know. You have to have a list of things that is going to get you closer to your goals. If hanging out with an old friend that's talking about Betty and Sue going to get you closer to your goals, I can almost guarantee that ain't going to get you no closer to your sales that you want on eBay, Facebook, TikTok, wherever else people sell, right? Instagram, wherever else, right? It's not going to get you any closer. So think to yourself, here's a good rule of thumb when you're building something. Is this event that's going on right now, all your boys are calling you, come on, man, let's go down to the fucking Mardi Gras and party it up, right? Do whatever you want to do. You party, that's up to you. I'm not saying that just because I don't party anymore, but even if I was still a partier and tried to build something, I would realize that would actually set me back from my goals that I want. What do you really want in life, right? Do you want to sit on a fucking $1 million yacht and have a glass of wine, or do you want to sit in a raggedy-ass bar and have a glass of fucking wine? What do you really want? I'm guessing you don't really want to sit in a raggedy-ass bar and have a glass of wine. You'd rather be on a $1 million yacht having a glass of wine than you would in a raggedy-ass bar having a glass of wine. In a town you don't even like. Whatever. But seriously, ask yourself, before you do anything, right, or take anything in, ask yourself, is this going to get me any closer to the visions and goals that I have? And if it isn't, don't fucking get involved with it. It's that simple. Is sitting on this couch watching Netflix, binge watching Netflix for the next 6 hours, going to get me closer to the $250,000 in sales that I'm looking for from eBay today? I'm guessing it's not, right? It's not going to. It's not going to get you any, is eating this big fat bag of chips going to get me 1 year extra on my life? I'm highly doubting it, right? So ask yourself that stuff. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I have my flaws. I still smoke cigarettes. I know every one of them are probably taking who knows how long off my life, right? But I fixed a lot of things in my life. I'm not perfect. But ask yourself serious questions. Now I'm not telling you to be a hermit and do nothing but never come out of your house and work. I'm not telling you that. But if you want to get some great results, let your people know. Hey, look, man. Let them know this. This is how you know if they're your real friends. And this is how you know if they really want to see you grow, because some of your family don't even want to see you grow more than they did. I guarantee it. All right? So, ask them this. When they hit you up and say, hey, man, check it out. Me, Chip, and Daryl, we're all going down here to wherever Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You want to come? Say, hey, man, you know what? I was just trying this shit. I'm really trying to work on establishing this business. You guys just go ahead and go without me. See how they react. If they're like, man, that's smart, bro. You know what? That's a great idea. If they do that, that's your boy. If they want to see you do good, or that's your girl, they want to see you good. If they start bitching and trying to talk you out of getting further in life, fucking run from them. They are not your fucking friends, and they are not your family. I don't give a fuck if they're blood. I don't care if they're if you came from that motherfucker. Right? If they are trying to talk you out of your vision and hold you back from it, they ain't shit to you, and they shouldn't be shit to you no more. This is the bottom line. And people say, you're an asshole for that. Look, man, if somebody's trying to hold you back from your potential, blood or not, that don't make them family. Okay? Your family should want to see you rise. Your friends, so-called friends, or girlfriends, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, should want to see you rise. And if they do any bitching and moaning because you're going to focus on building your life more financially stable, because they'll miss your absence of sitting in the bar for a night, that ain't your real girlfriend. They really don't got your best interests at heart. So think about that shit. Think about that shit when fucking Becca's calling you, man, girl, we ain't going to be able to do it without you. Woo. And you tell them what your plans are for the weekend of taking your business to the next step, and they're trying to talk you out of that. That's what I'm talking about. Get the fuck away from them people. Them people have anchor and leashes on you. You don't even know it. You don't know it. You're overlooking it. You're oblivious to it. But they are holding you back from your full fucking potential. And you're allowing them to. So it's actually your fault. It's actually my fault. I've allowed that to happen in my life too. So think about that if you're trying to build something. Don't let people hold you back. Look, it's going to hurt some people's feelings. Fuck them. That's their feelings, man. Look, if you're trying to build something great in life, you ain't got time to worry about everybody's feelings. That's their own shit. Did you hear what I said earlier? If somebody's feelings gets hurt because you're trying to go somewhere, what the fuck? That's the devil. You should be running away from that. You're trying to do something with your life greater than the people that you are surrounded in, and they're trying to hold, come on, you're not good. No, I want to get wealthy. You're staying broke with us, motherfucker. That's what they're saying to you. And you're going to let them do that? Fuck that shit. I cut them all off. Fuck you. I don't care. Get your feelings hurt. Get your panties in a bunch. Oh, that's your shit. That's their shit. It's different if they come, hey, man, I see that I see you bought a new pickup truck this year. I see, you're working solo now. Like, you just tripled your income. How did you order? Will you teach? That's different. Keep them people around. But the ones that are trying to hold you back from your greatness because they don't want... Here's why they want to hold you back. Because then what the fuck is their excuse why they didn't make it? Right? Now, look, I'm not saying... Don't get me twisted either. I'm not saying you got to be an entrepreneur to make it. There's plenty of people that are making millions of dollars working for companies, all right? But most 9-to-5s in my fucking area are dead fucking ends. Or they're not such a dead end, but you got to go to college for 12 years, and then you're $250,000 in student loan debt, and you ain't going to be debt-free till you're 45 fucking years old, 15 years from retirement. What the fuck sense does that make, right? What the fuck did you go to school for 12 years for when you ain't going to be done with your student loans till you're 40, 45 years old? And then you're going to retire at 60. So you got 20, now you got 20 years for retiring? By the time you retire, you're going to be living on $1,400 a fucking month. That's what you want? That's what the fuck you want? $1,400 a month? Especially with the economy today and the gas prices like it is today? You can't make it on... One motherfucker can barely make it on $1,400 a month. And if you got a significant other and that's the only income... Man, you're in big shit, man. You're going to be working till you're dead. That's what our lovely government has set up for us. But it's truthful, guys and girls. If you got people holding your back, let them go, man. Fuck it. People that grow and are going somewhere in life, you ever notice how much very well, I've been studying wealthy people now for 6 years, almost 6 years, about 5.5 years, right? Really studying them, reading their books, highlighting just getting really into it, because one day I want to be one of them successful people, right? On a high level. I would like to one day be a very high level of achievement in my life, right? I would like to have that. I would like to own 10 businesses within the next 10 years that are all making 6 figures a year. That is a goal. That's a far-fetched goal. Is it possible? I do believe so. With the right people in my circle, that is possible, right? With the wrong people in my circle, that is not possible. So ask yourself. This is what another thing I want to bring to your attention is, what are your goals? What do they look like, and how big are they, right? Because I've always thought, shoot for the fucking moon, right? Because if you miss, at least you hit a star. People be like, don't make your goals too big, because then what if you don't reach them? You'll feel, man, I tell you, make them motherfuckers to Mars, man. Say you want to live in $1 billion mansion. Maybe you don't like big houses, right? Maybe $1 million. Maybe you just want to live in a $100,000 house, but make your goals bigger than you think you can actually achieve, because it'll make you stretch further than you've ever stretched before. If you just write your goals down just big enough where you can achieve them with just working a tiny bit harder, that's all the energy you're going to give it. But if you got bigger goals, you're more likely to work harder at it, which is going to expand your business bigger and faster, and you're going to grow more. Well, first of all, you can't have no goals, because you're going to be real all over the place, and you're not going to do that great, right? You got to have some type of goal. I encourage, you hear a lot of there is a lot of debate from the very successful people. When I'm talking very sick guy, I'm talking about hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, the Elon Musk, people like that. Dan Pena and all them, right? Oprah Winfrey, these people, there is debate on setting goals high enough but attainable, so you do build some confidence, right? But eventually you got to set some goals to the fucking moon. Don't hey, today is November 12th. By next year on November 12th, this is my first day of reselling, I want to hit $380,000 in sales in 12 months. Don't do that your first year, man. Just try to hit 60 first, all right? Just try to hit 30 first. Because if you do it, and it kind of goes, don't do that. Just don't say you're trying to hit $500,000 your first year. Just make it make sense. Look, none of these motherfuckers that are making $1 million in sales in a year on eBay did that shit in a year, okay? That's not going to happen for you. There's nothing special about, look, I'm not saying everybody's not special, but you're not any more unique than anybody else, right? You're not just going to hit a holy fucking home run unless you got $500,000 to invest into a bunch of employees and everything right off the bat, right? If you got that, then that's a different story. But most of us getting into reselling, we don't have a lot to invest, right? Like us, we started with nothing. A couple weeks later, we took a $20 bill, went to Walmart, bought some shit out of the clearance sections. The shit's still sitting over there somewhere on the shelf. That was a big fucking failure. It didn't work, right? And now I sell clothes full time. So, but anyways, yeah. So get the drainers out of your life, guys. Because if you keep the drainers in your life, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to suck the life out of you. That's exactly what it's going to do. You need people that are actually doing something because look, if you're hanging out with me all day long and I'm just like, come on, bro, come on, girl, man, let's just sit on the couch and binge watch fucking The Walking Dead or whatever, right? Let's go play video games for. If I'm doing that, what are you benefiting out of that? Nothing, man. Fucking, you are wasting so much valuable time, right? Now, if I'm saying, hey, bro, let's go to the seminar over here out by SVSU or Delta. We got some big-time entrepreneurs coming in. They're going to talk. Those are the people you want to put yourself. Go to some seminar. Maybe you don't know any entrepreneur friends. Go to some seminars. They hold free seminars at every fucking college, man. Look them up. Go to them. Start going around. You see somebody on the side of the road and they're mowing grass with their fucking tractor and they're loading up. Stop and talk to them about business. Get in the swing of talking to people that are going somewhere, right? And eventually that will help you go somewhere. If you're talking to people all day long, all they would want to do is play video games, go to the club, and fucking binge watch Netflix. I'm sorry, guys. That's too much of a waste of time. That's not going to get you there. It is never going to get you there. Why do you oppose that there's so many people in poverty in one of the richest countries in the world. Now, we're not the richest country in the world, but we're one of the richest companies in the world. Why do you think so many people are living paycheck to paycheck? They're fucking lazy, man. They're fucking lazy. They get home from their 8-hour job, they take their boots and shoes off, they go take a shower, they come home, their wife cooked them dinner, they sit on the couch and they watch fucking NFL, ESPN until fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. That is fucking lazy. You're doing the bare minimum to pay your fucking bills. That is, I'm not knocking anybody that's doing that. I did it for a long time too, right? But I'm just saying, that's lazy. That's not the American dream. That's what they're selling you. Why do you think there's all these distractions like TV? They don't want everybody wealthy. That don't work good for the government. If everybody's wealthy, how in the fuck did that work out for them? They put everybody. Look, man, we live in a system where you can either make it or not. Why won't you make it? And listen, if you're just making it, if you are just scraping elbows to pay your bill, that ain't making it, man. That ain't living. That's stressful all the fucking time. I've seen it all my life. I've done it all my life. Just barely making it. Matter of fact, get paid Thursday. I'm broke fucking Saturday. I don't even know how the fuck I'm getting lunch from Tuesday to fucking Friday. That ain't living. That ain't living. You're worth more than that. And there ain't nobody that can't do this reselling shit, man. I know I'm going off kind of in a rant and a tensy, but it's true. You'll hear so many excuses. I just don't got the time. But you got time, take your fucking boots off, take that shower, and watch fucking 6 hours of ESPN. You got the motherfucking time. You just choose not to have the time. You choose to be lazy. I was tired. I deserved it. So you worked 8 hours. So fucking what? Work another 4. I'm not telling you to go right back wherever you would list some items and work another 8. I'm not telling you to pull 16. Start a side hustle. Your side hustle at half the time of your job should start paying more than your job within a year or two. It's a side hustle. You're getting all of it. Besides the taxes and things like that, right? You're getting all of it. You're not playing fucking 70-30 with your boss. When you're working for your boss and he's paying you $1,000 a week, you're making him $10,000 a week. You're making him $7,000 to $10,000 a week and you're making $1,000. How does that make you feel now? That's just the truth. I make $2,000 a week. I'm doing great. You're making your fucking boss $20,000 a week. You're making your boss $17,000 a week. What if you did that for you? People don't want to do that because they don't like the slow process. They might not get paid for 5 years. They might not get paid for 2 years. So they're willing to fucking take the $2,000 a week for their living for the rest of their life because they don't want to put in the work to make fucking $20,000 a week, $20,000 a month, $50,000 a month. There ain't a motherfucker that can't make that kind of money. I've never met. Now, wait a minute. I did go to school with a motherfucker that was really fucking lazy. I don't know if they could be a reseller, right? Everybody else I've met, even on their energy level, could easily make fucking $250,000 in sales in a year on eBay. And I've never met nobody that could not do that. I've never met not one single soul that couldn't make that kind of money on eBay. So, solo. This isn't hiring people by your fucking self. By yourself. You don't need to hire people to make under $1 million a year on eBay. You don't have to. I don't care what anybody says. Unless you just like to be lazy and you don't want to do nothing, you hire it out. It's actually kind of smart, right? It depends on what you want. Like, I don't know. It depends on what you like. So when most people, guys, I'm just trying to be real. Most people make up. Listen to the next time you're around somebody, you hear say, "I'm just too tired. I don't got the time to do something like that." Look at it as in a different perspective. Remember this video and what I said, and rephrase what they're saying in your head. They're all making excuses. It's all excuses. Something's always holding somebody back from getting started. 99% of it's just the fear of they don't know if they're going to make it or not. Just fucking try. The video I said, was it the video I made yesterday or the day before, where I just said, quit trying and just go after it, right? Get the fucking trying vocabulary right out of your mouth because that's just as detrimental as the fucking negative Nancy's that you're surrounding yourself with. That's truthful. Get the trying out. Trying is just an excuse. It's an excuse. I'll try to start next week. No, I'll try. You ever hear somebody like, you tell them about a birthday party, they'll be like, well, I'll try to make it. They may as well. They don't even got the balls to tell you, hey, look, I ain't coming. They did it slidely. I'll try to make it. That's their excuse and their escape not to do it, right? Listen to the people that's surrounding you about Okay, maybe they are in business. This is even better yet if they are in business. It doesn't matter what business. It doesn't have to be reselling. It can be anything, right? It can be network marketing. It can be anything. It could be ads on Facebook, whatever, right? It could be anything. Listen to why they're, get in a conversation, ask them where their business is, and what's their potential growth rate for the next year. Start asking them questions like that, right? And if they can't answer them, oh fuck, they're in big trouble. They got real lazy, right? But if they start, listen to what they start doing. The majority of people start making up excuses of why their business is either going backwards or staying stagnant. What the truth is, they really just got to take the mirror, look at themselves and say, I'm the reason why my business is stagnant. I'm the reason my business isn't going nowhere, right? Now, I'm not saying you aren't nowhere, right? But just say you've been right around. I just made a video the other day, too, telling you guys where I got stuck, right? I got stuck. I hit a certain amount on eBay, X amount of dollars on eBay. I got comfortable living there, right? It was easy to live on it. I could live on it easily, right? And so could anybody else in here, probably. And I just got comfortable right there. What did I do? I quit stretching. Guess what happened to me? I got lazy. This is why I know people do it too, where they'll say, oh, my business just, I don't know, the market must not be right. Man, motherfuckers start the biggest companies in the world when the market crashes. Okay, when the market crashes, that's opportunity, man. If you don't see, the majority of the people, I'm telling you, will say it's the worst time in the world to start a business when the market crashes. Right? As soon as they say that, don't ever talk to that person again. Get the fuck away from them. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You're taking advice from somebody that heard that shit on the news that ain't never tried to start a company before. Right? When economic crashes and shit like that, it's the best time to start a business. How do you think the majority of these resellers that got started this past 2 years, why they got started? COVID, duh! Now they're almost grateful COVID really fucking happened. Right? Because now they don't got to work for nobody. They can work for themselves and they can make actually what they deserve. So when you hear most people make up excuses. So instead of just venting out the stuff you don't want to hear from the people you're around, I don't know, letting it go through one ear, out the other, whatever you do, right? Instead of doing that, actually listen to what the people are saying and see if they're good company to have. See if they're going to actually, listen, you have to be selective in your growth when it becomes your life and it comes to your business. You have to start being selective because the reason some things ain't working in your business, a lot of it is what you're allowing to surround yourself with. That's a lot of the reason. From past experience. The people you've put yourself around can do one of two things. They can hinder your growth and hold you back, or they can help you prosper, right? But if you, look, it's difficult to say stuff like that, because you do hurt people's feelings. I don't like to hurt people's feelings, but in the same token, not everybody's meant to be, look, if you had some type of vision, you watched a video, you thought, oh, I could do this, and maybe your higher power or something gave you a vision of reselling and flipping and whatever, right? Whatever it was. They gave that gift to you. That was to you. That wasn't for you to grab a hold of it and take everybody with you. That's for you. You're not going to be able to take everybody with you. A lot of entrepreneurs do this. I did in the beginning included, right? In the beginning when I first got started, I'm going to take my whole family. You can't do that. Not everybody's ready to or willing to go to the level that God or whatever you believe in foresees for you. Okay? Not everybody is meant to go where you're going. I'll tell you that right now. Not everybody's meant to. Right? And sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's truthful. So focus in on the ones around you that are bringing enlightenment to you, encouraging you. Not when you tell somebody something good about your life and they go, oh, man. If you tell one of your fucking homegirls or homeboys that something good just happened in your business, they're like, oh, man, that's stupid. Man, why couldn't that happen for me? You better you better not even give an explanation to them people and get the fuck out of Dodge. That shit will make you feel guilty for growing. If you feel guilty for growing, you have to get yourself the fuck away from the people you're around right now. You should hit your full potential in life and let nobody hold you back. If the people around you are holding you back, come on. It's a no-brainer. You're gonna let other people, even in your immediate family, bloodline, brother, sister, mother, father, I won't let none of them hold me back. I won't let my own mother, I won't let my own father, I won't let my own sister, I won't let my brothers, none of them hold me back from the vision I see. I don't give a fuck. If they don't agree with it, that's their shit, right? I don't care. You can't care like that. Now, I'm not telling you not to care about your loved ones. I love all my family. I love all my past friends and my future friends, right? I love them all. But they don't dictate what happens in my life and where I'm going to go. There ain't no fucking way. That's the naysayers trying. Look, man, I talked about that in some of my old content a long time ago. Naysayers will try to hold you back. No, don't start a small business, man. 9 out of 10 small businesses fail. You're going to waste your time, Justin. Don't do it. You know how many people told me that at the apartment, at the job I worked before I started doing this? Every one of them. There wasn't a one that said go for it. Say it's too hard to start a business. You ain't going to be able to do it. Well, we did it, right? So don't let anybody discourage you. If they're trying to discourage you, just get the fuck away. Family or not, right? No, you can't, look, you have to be selfish for yourself to be the best of you could be possible, right? Because I'm going to tell you what, if you don't hit your full potential in your business, in your personal life, period, right? If you don't hit your full potential, you're going to die with regret because of somebody else's feelings. You're going to die with regret. Because I felt this way before. Well, if I get way up there, right? We go way up there and, okay, we do become millionaires, right? For a long time, I felt, I've seen it. I've seen the resentment when I was growing through some of my people's eyes. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. That's fucking sick, man. There's something wrong with that. I'm a firm believer that you should want all your loved ones. If you call them your loved ones and you don't want to see them go further than you, then you don't really love them. That's just truthful. I don't care if they're your goddamn kid. If you don't want to see your kid surpass you, something wrong with you mentally. Something seriously wrong with you. And I'm not saying just say that you want to see your kids do better than you. Start doing better than your parents want to, or your brother, or your sister, or whatever. If they back you by it, that's fucking awesome, man. The sad scenario is a lot of them won't. I'm blessed in my family, but I've seen it also in other families where they'll get envious. They'll sit there and talk behind their back, say, "Oh, they just had a lucky straw." Man, why the fuck would a family member say that about another family member? Get away from the pessimists, guys, because they will ruin you. All right, get away from them. I've dealt with pessimism in my life a lot. It was around me a lot. There's nothing to hide about it. I'm sure it's in a lot of households, right? I'm sure it's in a lot of places. But you gotta be enough woman or man enough to recognize it and get the fuck away from it and realize that it's doing no good for your business. If you're bringing pessimists into your listing, into your customer service, into your packaging and everything, if you're bringing all that shit to work every day, you're not going to produce as good of results. This is why I say, get the negative energy draining suckers out of your life, because you can't have that. If you want to prosper and do real good, you have to be willing to cut some people off. It's your boy Flippin' Soup. You guys have a rocking evening.